This is my new realtor. Good morning. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Thanks for tuning in this morning. If you've never tuned in for the first time, let me just give you a quick little synopsis of what this is. This is the home improvement radio show that teaches you, the homeowner, how to fix, repair, or remodel everything within the four corners of your lot. Now, remember, my friends, I'm a home improvement expert, and my focus is on do it for me, hire it done, finding the best contractor. But we also do a little DIY because I'm not anti-DIY. I'm just pro do it for me. But here's the deal. From the neck down, I'm worth minimum wage. From the chin up, obviously, that's how I make my living. I've been in the contracting business for 4 generations. I'm a 4th generation contractor. Been doing this 30 years. And I want to tell you that I'm sharing my knowledge, I'm sharing my experience, and I'm sharing my advice with you so that when you're ready to get clean water, when you're ready to get an addition, or even hire a real estate agent, TSF, by the way, it's my new best friend, Tracy Freeman. And I want to give you the advice and the questions to ask every contractor. And here's the secret sauce for Hire It Done. I'm going to give you the questions they don't want you to ask. That's what we do here in Hire It Done because we set you up for success. Everybody knows somebody who got burned by a contractor. Google handyman on Google, and guess what? Half of the handyman out there are criminals. Think about that. Not on Hire It Done. We do background checks. We want you to have the best advice. So that's what this show's all about. And of course, we're here in Metro Detroit on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks. And of course, that's what we do. So let's get right into the best content for today. Let me just give you a headliner for the show. We've got Jerrad Beauchamp, as you all know. It's one of our main sponsors, and he's the king of water. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. And we're going to talk about the future of water. Plastic bottles, metal. Does it make a difference? PFAS, what does that mean? Do you need clean water? What if you have city water? Have you heard of all the lead in all the pipes? What do we got to do? Because if the water coming out of the system is clean, but then by the time it gets to your house, it's taken up like all kinds of schmutz. How do you clean it? Well, when it gets inside your house, that's when you clean it again. That's the key. And that's where Jerrad's going to come in. Not only is he going to give you what to do, he's going to give you the roadmap so you'll love your water. That's what we do here at Hire It Done. But let's get right into some really good content because I want to let you know that one thing we do at Hire It Done, we love to promote professional contractors. So today, special shout out to Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement. The guy's been in the business for almost 40 years, 40 plus years. He is a design build contractor, full service remodeler. He's one of my most experienced guys. And guess what? He just won an award, the top 3 out of Shelby Township. I mean, he's top contractor here at Hire It Done, which is all of Metro Detroit. So it just validates what everyone thinks. And so if you want hassle-free home improvement, you want a garage, you want a kitchen, award-winning bathroom, a basement, room addition, dormer. I know a lot about dormers. You should give Brian a call or just go to hireitdone.com because that's where we're at. That's how we got things going today. And again, here we are. It's cold weather, winter. One day it's snowing, one day it's raining, one day it's 57. What is going on? But all those changing weather messes with your house. So, we got to make sure that you are doing that. Now, a lot of people recently, I've gotten some pest control questions from Hire It Done. And I wanted to give some winter pest control tips really quick for everyone so that we have that. And obviously, go to hireitdone.com. We have great pest control contractors. One of them is Frames. They're one of the bigger and better ones around. Very, very good in customer service. So winter's here, and I just want to give you a couple things so we can talk about this. Your house obviously is cozier inside than outside, especially in the winter. Mice, ants, any kind of creepy crawly, they're trying to move in and they don't pay rent. Remember that, okay? So let me give you I'm going to give you 3 really good pest control tips for your house so that you'll be okay. Let me just give you here's something I forgot about. Mice, they can slip through a hole on the outside of your house the size of a dime. Think about that. Grab some caulk, some steel wool, maybe some expanding foam spray. Walk around the outside of your house this morning or today, maybe, bundle up and look for areas of penetration because you spray it in there. If you put a little steel wool, they can't get through it. It's it's kind of a hack, but it works. So that's one. Move. How about firewood? Did you know that animals run around firewood? If you have firewood locked up against your house, or you have a big pile of it, you got to be careful, because literally spiders, roaches, all kinds of animals will live around the wood. So you got to make sure. It's like a 5-star hotel for termites, to be honest with you. And you got to be careful. So that's one of the things. Now, how do bugs get in your house, right? Well, that's how they do. They travel. They come in through the wood. They come in through whole openings and penetration. So you got to be careful. So what about stopping a 24-hour buffet for all the pests in your kitchen? If you have granola, oats, flour, things like that, guess what? Pasta, pet food, you got to put those in airtight containers. If you just have them in the bag, roll up, guess what happens? They end up finding it. They end up feasting on it, and then they end up breeding, and it goes everywhere. How do you get rid of them? Well, there are a couple things. I am going to tell you, go to hiredone.com, click on pest control, and Frames is one of our guys. They'll call you immediately. In fact, you don't have to call them. You can click the call. And they'll get a hold of you. They'll come out, they'll do an assessment, and then they'll give you the prescription, or I call it the roadmap, to having a house where you don't wake up with bite marks and you're like, ew, what's this? Spiders, creepy crawlies. Now, I don't mind those things, but there are people that freak out. I've gotten some text messages, and I've gotten some really, really interesting messages from homeowners that have been like, Adam, I got to get this out of here. You have emergencies. What do I do? Can I go to the hardware store? Who do I buy? And of course, HireDone's full of advice. And by the way, on the horizon right now, we're beta testing the HireDone app. Yes, you heard me right. It's an app. Now, you don't have to go to the app store and download anything. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about where you, the homeowner, can say to me, hey, I want to get a new bathroom, remodel a bathroom. Great. You're going to be able to take a picture of your bathroom on the HireDone website, upload it, one click. My HireDone experts, my AI, and all of my experience is going to price the job out for you with real world pricing. And if you like the price, then the next step is you can have my contractors compete for your business, and they'll price it based off of that. You can go other places and get pricing, but if you want the HireDone guarantee, if you want the best contractors, and you want a slight discount because you get to use our contractors, then it becomes the 360-degree application that helps you, the homeowner, get hassle-free home improvement. It's that simple. You know why I did that? Because I knew the problem in home improvement is because besides the business being archaic, but one of the greatest things about home improvement that I've been able to keep my finger on the pulse, and I've been on both sides. Remember, I'm an advocate for consumers today. However, I'm also a 3 generations or 3 decades of contracting, a 4th generation contractor. I've been doing this forever, folks. I want you to have the best hassle-free home improvement. And this is how we do that. So, and by the way, if you want to text me, we have a text line. You can ask questions today, 248-927-1985. Again, 248-927-1985. That's the text request line for HireDone. And of course, we want to let you ask all the questions you want. And there's also Ask Adam. You can go on the HireDone website and click on Ask Adam. And you know what happens? My AI, it's AI Adam, by the way. He looks like me. We had AI scrape and listen and transcribe every HireDone YouTube video, every HireDone radio show for the last 10 years. So what AI did is it went through, I was able to get it to listen to every show, transcribe every show, and learn or large language model learning about HireDone. And then I gave it the key websites to grab more information from for current pricing, current items, and the whole code book. We downloaded the entire code book. Think about that, folks. So I put together a whole recipe, all the ingredients in the home improvement, All that gets swirled up, put into my machine, and it spits out an estimate that we're going to guarantee can be done for that price if you use a hired done contractor. That's the catch, right? But here's the best part, my friends. It's my favorite price. Free. Free. That's a 4-letter word that I love. A 4-letter word I don't love is MOLD, HATE. I can come up with a lot of them. But 4-letter words, free. Remember, that used to be Glenn Hagee's favorite price too. But for me, our 4-letter word is free. That's what we want. And so that's your estimate. Now, here's the other part. Most people are fearful if they hire a contractor. If you go through my system and you hire my contractor, what's your risk? I mean, I will say this, friends. Over the past 10 years, I've noticed, and it's the last 3 or 4 years since COVID, half the problems that contractors have and homeowners have with contractors, it's the homeowner's fault. And I'm not against homeowners. I'm all for the solution-minded approach. But HGTV, Google, all these online experts, they learn from me, but they think that in a 28-minute show, 30-minute, half-hour show, you can remodel a bathroom. Are you kidding me? That puts it in your head that, oh, yeah, I'll get it done quick. It's never quick. Home improvement is slow, like a turtle. But you know the whole turtle in the hair thing, right? It's a marathon. It's not a race. So be smart, friends. That's why I want to shout out to Brian Lee. That's why I want to give you the best pest control advice, right? And of course, don't forget today's Salt Sale Saturday. Have you not remembered me saying that? Come on, guys. We know that. So anyways, 248-927-1985. And by the way, if you're driving, if you're at home listening to this, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, go on LinkedIn, go on Twitter or X, Instagram. We're live on all of them, aren't we? We live on TikTok too yet? Not yet. We will be. I'm not a big TikToker. I'm Mr. Instagram and Facebook. My point here, friends, is I want you to have hassle-free home improvement. Watch us in studio. I'm going to be interviewing Jerrad Beauchamp, King of Water, by the way, on clean water. And that's the big deal. So that's why I want you to have that advice. That's why I want you to have the best stuff. If you're in Metro Detroit, you're lucky. Now, Hired Done's expanding nationwide. We'll be in 5-6 markets in a couple months. And the goal, by the end of 2026, Hired Done should be coast to coast. I want to be able on the East Coast. I want to be in the West Coast. And I want to give the best advice to everybody. That's how we work here. So I'm going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to teach you how to get clean water. I'm going to teach you how to get on that path and the roadmap for that, because we have Jerrad Beauchamp from Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in studio. And don't forget, you can always text us 248-927-1985. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to us on 101 WRIF, everything that rocks. Here in the Fenton, Michigan location, one of their newest locations. And today we're going to break down all the components of proper water filtration. So Jerrad, we have a well tank here. And if I have well water in my house, tell me what this first component of the complete system does.
Well, this is what we consider the starting point. Your water comes into your house if you're on well water.
Yeah.
There's a pump down. You have a pump down in your well, which is out in your yard, which it'll be a white PVC pipe typically. The water gets pumped up from the ground, goes into this tank. This is a holding tank or a bladder tank, or commonly known as a well tank. So the water just gets pumped up in here. This is your water reserve for your house. It'll fill up, and then as you use water, this is where the water comes from. Obviously, it's untreated at this point in time, but this is the first stop of your water from your outside well.
So after it gets into this, and then you use water, let's say in your shower, water comes from the well tank, and where does it go next?
Then we're going to get into filtration after this. What it'll do is the well water gets pumped in here. You turn on your faucet, you wash your hands and stuff like that. What ends up happening, Adam, is there's a bladder tank in here that helps keep the pressure pushing it up to your faucet. And that's how this works. And then it goes to your filtration.
So now we finished with the well tank, and here we have pre-filtration. Jerrad, what does this do?
This can be installed, Adam, on both city water or well water. And what it does is if you have high iron rust where you just can't get rid of, and you've got a typical water softener that isn't filtering out, this would go before the water softener. It'll filter out the high iron. Also, if you have arsenic, which you've heard a lot of nowadays, this will filter out arsenic and other contaminants. On city water, it'll take out chlorine. Basically, a lot of people refer to this as a whole house Brita filter.
So Jerrad, these three components right here, it looks like it's the meat of the system. Tell me what this is.
This is what most people are going to relate to. It's a water softener. So it's going to take out, Adam, the hardness, calcium in the water, and it's basically going to protect all your appliances so you have soft water.
And how does this work? Like, what? This is for the salt, obviously. How does this work?
Basically, what you have is these are available in either single or twin tanks, depending on what you're looking for and how big your household is. And then that's just the salt tank. There's a different type of mineral in these tanks where it's going to be charged with sodium. And when the water flows through this, it's going to remove the hardness in the water, and your soap is going to lather better. You're just going to notice that everything, they say it's about a 20% reduction in soap usage when you work with soft water versus non-soft water.
So Jerrad, now that we've softened the water in the whole house, we have post-filtration. Tell me what this does.
Basically what this does, Adam, is you've heard of PFAS. We've all heard of Flint city water, the lead issues with the city water. This you can install either on city water or well water. It's going to be the closest thing to whole house purification that's going to eliminate a lot of those heavy lead contaminants that are harmful to our body.
I have a question though. What about pathogens, bacteria, and other items in the water that the filters don't get?
Great point, Adam. This here is an ultraviolet light. UV light is what it's commonly referred to. Your water is going to travel through this, and this is what addresses that right there. In fact, there's a lot of states now that are adopting this as a requirement. It's a great feature. It's going to take care of the bacteria items, just as you mentioned.
Jerrad, tell me about this reverse osmosis.
This is a system that's going to make you the purified water that you buy in those bottled waters.
Is it better than bottled water?
You don't have the microplastics or any of the
Welcome back. This is How It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. In studio with me is the king of water. You've heard me say it for a couple years now, more than that. Jerrad Beauchamp, a good friend, but also the owner of Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. If you really want clean water, there's no better. Like literally, I'm not saying that because he's a sponsor of the show. I'm saying that because I've done the research. There's a lot of water softening companies out there, but I can declare clearly and easily say he is the best, period. If you want clean water, you want your kidneys, your bladder, and the rest of your body to be detoxed and flushed, done right with the best water, whether it be pH levels, reverse osmosis, or just plain Jane filtered. The right way is the best way. It's the Jerrad Beauchamp Water Way. So on the show, welcome, Jerrad. Thank you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Welcome back. Happy New Year to you, my friend. How you been?
Good, good.
So it's the start of the new year. Let's take a quick intro. Tell the audience a little bit about you, how you started, where you're located at, and give me your well, we'll do the outlook for 2026 at the end, but just give us the intro, please.
Yeah, great place to start. My dad got into the water treatment business in, I think we moved from Livonia out to well water in 1974. And that's, my dad went through a couple water softeners and couldn't get it right. And finally, my mom got involved and she kind of said, hey, listen, this is what we're looking for, and back then people, we were drinking out of hoses back then. We weren't as weren't as particular as we are today, but
Right.
it just wasn't a good service provider out there. So my dad, he was working for Ford and then he ended up working part-time, starting up his own company. And so hands-on. So I tell people throughout the years, all my buddies, they were playing with Lincoln logs. I was playing with water softener valves, working for the family business, learning water.
You at that time, you were the Prince of Water.
That's right. I was just the prince.
Now you're the king.
I was cheap labor. What are you talking about?
So let's do water softening 101. Water softening was developed or invented or created for people with well water. Water coming out of the ground is high in iron, high in minerals, and stuff like that, correct?
Yes, correct.
So it has that metal taste.
Yep.
Somebody said, oh, let's figure out a way to scrub that taste away so you can just drink the water like the city water. It's treated. There's things that, they clean out of it, but water coming out of the ground has all that in it. Is that basically what we're at?
Yeah. I mean, we started off originally, water softeners were to get rid of the calcium, the hardness in the water, and iron for well water.
So hardness means minerals.
It's kind of, if you look at the end of a faucet or at your shower head, you see all the white crystallization build up.
Right. Some green, a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's going to get into the pH.
Scootsy, schmutzy, icky.
Yep, exactly. But back in the day, city water, they used to be, hey, your city water's fine, and the well water is all you got to worry about treating. But
okay,
things have evolved.
Makes sense. Makes perfect sense to me. Okay, so the water comes out of the well, gets pumped into a tank. How does it? What's the give me the one step at a time.
Yeah, on well water, basically what happens is you have a well tank, and you have your well. The well tank essentially is the holding tank for the water that gets pumped out of the ground.
50 gallons, like a hot water heater system. There's that big bladder looking thing.
Yeah, it's a big bladder tank.
How much water does it usually hold? 20 gallons?
You can get a good average is 20 gallons. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And then so the well comes out of the ground, pumps it up into this tank, and that's where it holds it. And then when you turn the faucet on upstairs, it calls for water, and the tank pushes the water out of the bladder.
Yep.
And then where does it go next?
Basically it goes up to your faucets. If you've got no filtration, that's going directly up to your faucets.
What about this? But if we put a water softener in, it comes into the tank. Where does it go after the tank?
Yeah. Now what we end up doing is if we're treating it, if you've got high iron, if you have arsenic in the water.
So you test for all that?
We test. So what we end up doing is we'll come out and we'll test.
Okay, great.
And then water treatment is really a la carte. So you can decide, and what we really excel at is we work with our customers to find out what they're looking for.
Okay, good.
I have some customers that just are like, get rid of the rust. I don't care about anything else. I drink out of the hose still,
We all drink out of the hose.
Exactly.
Can you recommend that today?
You know what? With everything they've learned, probably not a good thing, but we have those customers and we're happy. We'll cater to whatever. And then we have customers that are very
like me, OCD, crazy, wacky doodle.
I call it very educated. Yeah. You're very educated. You know what's coming. If you've got arsenic in the water, it used to be they never looked at these measurements of contaminants. Now they're looking at them, and you're dealing with arsenic. You're dealing with PFAS.
Yeah.
You're dealing with
BPA, all that stuff, crazy chemicals that have letters instead of the full word because it's so goddamn long.
100%. So you don't know what's coming out. We've been terrible stewards of our
Well, the industrial waste, they didn't know. They were pouring all these chemicals, throw it in the river, and then it would leach down into the ground and then into the groundwater, and then we'd be drinking. And next thing you know, I'm growing 11 fingers. I'm a polydactyl man.
I think you look good with the 11th finger.
Yeah, right. An eye coming out of my forehead. Cancer's running rampant on people, and they're like, oh yeah, it's coming from the environment.
Yep.
And listen, global warming, we're not going to talk about, but environmental waste reduction and pollution reduction, I'm all about.
Yeah. And I think, listen, Our municipalities, a lot of people now are doing a lot of good things to change that. Unfortunately, it's a little
Right.
bit too late. I mean, back in the day when we didn't have paved roads, when you're on some of these country roads, I mean, it wasn't too long ago, some of these mile roads were all dirt roads. What they used to put down on driveways, oils to cut down the dust.
Of
And,
course.
over the rain, over the seasons, it leaches down into your drinking water. And before you know it, we're dealing with contaminated water, so those are the issues you run into. I mean, I don't want to scare anybody, but these are realities.
Yeah. So why not spend a few dollars and clean your water?
And that's what it comes down to.
Over time, it makes a huge, huge difference.
When you can actually put purified water, the same quality of water, when you buy a good quality water at the store and it's labeled purified by reverse osmosis,
Sure.
and you're paying $1 or $2 per bottle if you're buying them singly, or if you buy them in bulk, you're still maybe close to $1
So
on
a
them.
case of water at Costco.
You know what? I'm not too sure. Obviously, I don't buy water. I don't need to.
Well, if you do something similar, like in my house, I have a faucet. In the kitchen, I have the reverse osmosis.
Yeah.
I have the ice maker reverse osmosis. I have the whole house filter. So, but I've already paid for my stuff over and over again because I don't buy bottled water anymore.
Yeah, you're filtering it out of your tap.
Yeah,
you're producing that for probably under a nickel, a gallon,
right?
Not per bottle.
I don't even drink enough water. So somebody can go into their house, whether it's city water or well.
Yep.
Put a filter on that you sell. You can install a big one.
Oh yeah, we can
do a whole house system.
Yeah, we can put in a purified. If you're a listener that you're like, listen, I really I want purified water with reverse osmosis, but I want to have the pH water. We can put a filter on it that will actually raise the pH back up and give you something equivalent to what you're buying at the store. We can give you just standard purified water. We can also put on filters where it recalcifies and they talk about taking the fluorides out.
Yeah.
We can make up just about any water that you're looking for, and it's cost effective.
I want to make sure my pineal gland, third eye, decalcifies.
Yeah, we want that clear.
Can we do a decalcification filter, and I'll promote it for you? The pineal gland, we'll call it the PG filter.
It's amazing the stuff they have out nowadays.
Okay, so I've seen recently, Jerrad, and let me ask, hydrogen water. You see these tablets, you see the bottles. I don't know if it's snake oil. I'm a Gary Brecka follower and stuff, but I bought the tablets and I drop them in. And it's like Alka-Seltzer, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. You see them?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's great. I got alkaline. I got hydrogen water. And I'm thinking parts per million and blah, blah, blah. I have no clue, no idea if any of it's even working. I feel the same.
Yeah.
What are we talking marketing? Are we talking real? What are your thoughts? Because you're really the,
You know what? I have learned over the years that, again, I go back to the guy. We have customers that enjoy drinking out of the hose. We have people that enjoy drinking, purified water, hydrated water.
Sure.
Whatever it is, so I leave it up to the customer, but you know what? I believe it's all going in the right direction. Filtering your water, not filtering your water is, why do you want to find out going to the doctors one day and then find out, hey, you've been drinking X, Y, and Z, and this is what's affected you.
Sure.
It is so inexpensive. And if you're buying water from the stores right now, you're spending more. So why wouldn't you want to save money and then add that safeguard of knowing that, like you say, the yuckies have been filtered out.
The schmutzies.
Yeah.
Schmutzies and yuckies. See, we're good at the higher doneisms. We have our own vocabulary, as you all know. 248-927-1985 is the in-studio text line. If you have a question for Jerrad or I, please text us. Here's a question that says, does Higher Done list foundation repair contractors? I didn't see any the other day, and I'm having a hard time finding someone reliable. Oh my God. Yeah, we have the best foundation contractors. We just updated the website and we have the new Hire It Done. So visit hireitdone.com. But I will email you or text you the name of a few people to call. Thank you for texting in. I apologize. The website is with the speed of technology today, Jerrad, things are moving so fast.
It's absolutely crazy, isn't it?
This whole AI thing, from the time I came up with the concept of the AI Atom to estimating jobs for homeowners, So homeowners don't have to have a contractor come to the house. We'll get you the pricing ahead of time, folks. Only time the contractor has to come to the house is when you're ready to go, so he can measure twice, cut once. Meaning, verify, double check, and adjust. That's it. You use a hired done contractor, you're going to get a better deal. And you're going to get a better guarantee, because that's what we're going to do. That's the whole 360-degree loop.
Yep.
So it makes sense, but it's changing so fast. By the time we deploy this, and the app will be ready soon, thank God for George. Shout out to George. George Byers code hosted. He's I'm going to call him an AI ninja coder. He's like a ninja, right? I have to put rice paper down on the floor in my office so I can hear him coming. Creak, because he's like a ninja. Anyways, my whole point is everybody who benefits from this is considered the homeowner. The homeowner wins. That's my goal. I want you to win, folks. So you don't have to have a contractor in your house for 3 hours, 4 hours, sweating. At first hour, he's $60,000 for the windows. The second hour, he's down to $39,900. And then 3 hours later, when you're sweating and you're begging him to leave, he goes, all right, Mrs. Jones, here's it. I just talked to my manager. We're going to do the job, but you got to promise to give me referrals. I'm out the door if you sign right now, $19,900. So from 19.9 to some zero. Who? What? Are you kidding me?
You know what? That is such a old school, terrible way of doing things, and I can't believe people still do that.
Well, and it's the worst thing ever. But the point is, that's the home improvement business. We're archaic. You don't get that with Brian Lee. You don't get that with Veronica Simmons. You don't get that with Beauchamp, my friends. They come out. They say, here's the price. Here's what you get. Here's what's not included. When can we start? Oh, you want to wait? All right, call me when you're ready. If prices go up, I'll let you know. But until then, you're ready we'll be ready when you're ready. Now, the smart contractors, boom, they're getting people lined up today.
Yep.
You know, how far out are you when someone wants a water softener?
We're usually within 3 to 7 days.
Yes, you do that week. That's
yeah,
we're usually
we're usually pretty quick on stuff. We try to maintain 3 days, but if the process is, if you're a listener and you call up and you're like, you just want to have your water tested and you're like, listen, I heard you on the radio. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Really, we look at ourselves as educators. You know, you talk about
consultative approach. It's the best
way.
way.
Absolutely. You know, it's not, we're a firm believer throughout my company. Our entire team is, we're out there to educate the customer. We'll go out, we'll test your water. We'll hear what your concerns are. And again, whether you're the guy that drinks out of the hose and you just want to get rid of the rust in the water or the hardness in your water, or you want to have purified water at the tap, we'll educate you what the right system is and why it's the right system. Give you the pricing, which all of our pricing is book pricing.
Yeah.
We don't have these mysterious buy it today and you can get 30% off. I mean, our prices are...
It's listed. That's it. It is what it is.
You know what? I have a philosophy, you know what? If I sell you something and your parent, relative, or whatever comes to us as well, you don't have to be a good negotiator to get a good price.
Sure.
Because we put that into our price book right out of the get-go.
I love that. I love that. So, Jerrad, let's talk pricing since we're on that topic. I'm going to give you a scenario. You tell me the range, good, better, best. Okay. Yep. I got well water in my house. I bought it, passed inspection and everything, but the softener's old. I want to put a basic water softener in my 2,500 square foot house. So it's 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and a powder room, kitchen, ice maker. I want clean water. I want to be able to drink it. Where are we talking good, better, best?
You know, you can be on a residential unit. You know, we'll start off if you're the type that, because big box stores are very popular nowadays.
Yep.
So I wouldn't necessarily call that even in the good department, because sometimes it is if your water's not that bad coming out of your well.
Yeah.
You know, you can get into a basic system for $400, $500, $600 plus tax at a starting point.
That cheap?
I mean, I wouldn't call that necessarily.
That's the Temu softener.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly. You know, it's but you do have those listeners and you do have those people that are like, well, I can go to the big box store and get that. So we can sell you the same thing. The difference is we're going to tell you up front, in 6 to 12, 24 months, you're not going to be happy. You know, but
what goes wrong with those? It's just a short-term solution, or
short term, it's usually the mineral that the resin they put inside the tanks, very economy. Most of that stuff's from 100% from overseas. It's cut corner.
Just to reduce price.
Yeah. And when I have people that are really looking at, well, I can go and buy this, and you're right. And I can install something for you like that.
I'm trying to get plastics out of the water. And then these products from these stores that have a lot of plastics in them.
Oh yeah, you get breakdown if you have filters going through a economy cheap resin that's just putting off microplastics.
Does it?
And
Can you
I mean,
test for microplastics or not?
you can. It's pretty expensive to do that.
What if
but
someone says, "I want the premium system from you, but I also want to pay for the testing
what you're
before and after"? Can you do that?
what's most beneficial, whether you're using Beauchamp water or anybody, I would tell everyone, just put in the filtration system, and the filtration system will automatically. You're going to end up spending probably on some of these tests as much as you'll pay for a piece of equipment. So just put in a reverse osmosis system, the right reverse osmosis system,
and you could prescribe that for the homeowner.
Exactly.
That's the best way to do it. So,
but you can go up.
What's your basic system cost?
Our average system is going to be about, if you just have a good
Couple
quality
grand,
middle of the road water softener, about $2,200.
That's it.
If you add a drinking water system, you might be an extra $1,200, give or take, depending on which unit you get. And those are what we call our best value. I mean, you can go more expensive. I have customers that'll spend up to $10,000 on a 10, 15,000 where they want purified water everywhere. You know, so we can put whatever.
Does it affect when you do purified water everywhere? I'm always talking about the water pressure.
Yep.
Does it affect water pressure, or can you like put a pump booster on?
Yeah, properly managed, we can work right around that.
You can.
You know, and
do you
we
measure the pressure before you guys start, and then make sure it balances at the end?
Yeah, I can put repressurization pumps. I can build up, like I said earlier, a la carte. And that's really what it comes to when we go out to your house, which is no charge. We'll go out, we'll test your water, we'll educate you, we'll find out what your wants and needs are and your concerns are, and we'll guide you.
Can a homeowner bring water to you?
Yeah, you can bring it right into our office. We'll
Just a
test
cup?
it
What do I do? How do I do it?
Rinse out if you have like a water bottle, old pop bottle or something, rinse it out real well, bring us in a water sample, and we'll test it. On Saturdays, we usually have somebody on staff that can test right there. If we don't have anybody in the office right then and there, we'll test it and call you back.
How long does it take to get the results? Is it instant? Do you have that little ppm or whatever?
Usually we'll give you the results. If there's somebody in the office, one of our reps, they'll test right then and there. Otherwise, maximum a day.
Where are you located?
We have location in Waterford, Howell, Brighton, Heartland, and Howell, and Fenton.
Okay, so you're everywhere, Metro Detroit.
Yeah, we're continuing to grow and expand. And
is that your goal for 2026? Is to add more locations?
You know what? Hopefully my wife's not listening, because she'll be like, "When are you going to start slowing down?" But yeah, it's fun.
Slow down at our age. Listen, I am going to tell you right now, I will be carried out in a pine box when I'm done working.
You know, if you enjoy what you do.
I don't even know if I stopped working. I have like a day off. I don't even know. I get anxiety. I wake up, I got ants in my pants. It's called spilkus. And I can't sit still because I don't know what to do. I end up going to the mall and buying shoes like Imelda Marcos.
You stay busy, it's a lot easier.
Right. If I have appointments with like talking about clean water, we have to do, by the way, we have to do some more. I want to do an install video of a water softener.
Yeah, I'd love to have you out. We can.
So let's talk about salt. Okay. What is first of all, why salt in a softener? What is it? What's the connection?
So first of all, water softeners with salt, those are generally going to take care of low levels of iron and the calcium hardness, the crystallization you'll see on your faucet.
So putting salt in the water, running the water through that. Does the water run through the salt?
Well, what ends up happening is in all water softeners, there's a tank that holds what's called resin beads. It almost looks like sand beads.
Okay.
When those sand beads are charged with sodium, when your untreated water, whether it be city water,
it's like rubbing a balloon against your hair.
Yeah, it's something like that.
And then there's static electricity, so there's molecules of electrons that are touching, right?
It's ion exchange.
Ion exchange.
So what happens is your untreated water will go through this sand bed, if you will.
Okay.
And what it does is it does an ion exchange. It grabs onto your hardness, your low levels of iron, the calcium, and puts a small amount of sodium into the water.
Okay.
The amount of sodium that it puts in is minimal.
It's you can't even taste it.
You can't even taste it. And it's what you eat in your diet throughout the day, even if you're a healthy eater, is much more than what you're ever going to get out of a water softener. It's very minimal.
So the salt, though, is very pure.
The salt, yeah. I mean, unless you're buying inexpensive, cheap salt.
Duracube. We're Duracube family.
Duracube, yeah. Anybody that's been with a water softener knows Duracube.
Do you know the owners of Duracube?
You know what? I don't. We've just always used them. I should. We move a lot of. We probably go through 2-3 semi loads a week. We sell a lot.
I'm going to ask the question. I ask it every time. Can you put Duracube in the French fries? On French fries?
I've never done it, but you just make sure it's not the Red Out brand.
Yeah, but the Duracube pure, it's like 99.9% sodium, right?
Yeah, the purity is
nothing-
extremely high.
If I grind it up like a powder and just sprinkle on my fries, does it? Roberto's laughing. I said the word powder. He's like, what? Huh? But you can't put it on French fries?
I've never tried it.
You
I'm
never?
sure there's people who have.
We're going to do a video. That's it. When we do the water softener install, I'm going to take a couple of Duracube things, and I have a bag at my house, actually. I'm going to grind one up in my grinder. I'm going to put it on the fries. I'm going to go right to McDonald's and say, can you do me a favor? And they're going to be like, what up? I'm like, can you make me an order of fries and no salt?
Here's my 40-pound bag of salt. Would you mind grinding that up for me?
Right? I think we should find the owners of Duracube. I'm going to track them down.
Diamond Crystal. They're a great company.
Oh, Diamond Crystal,
Diamond
Duracube
Crystal,
brand
yeah,
under by
yeah,
Diamond
yeah,
Crystal. Where are they
Duracube.
located out of? Are they a Michigan company or are they
have
national?
mine, I believe, right down in Detroit, and then one up in, I think, Sarnia area.
They have a mine in Detroit? Okay, so that's why I
mean,
want
we're
to ask
sitting
you.
on the most salt right here.
I want to know right now. I heard there's tunnels under the city. Have you been in any of them?
Detroit Salt Mine. They've got, for like all the road salt and stuff, they've got, I've had a buddy that's been down in there. It's
You do?
pretty crazy.
Okay, for all my conspiracy listeners, and everyone knows it. If everyone knows it, you know I'm a tinfoil hat guy. We call them underground tunnels here with salt in them, but all my conspiracy people, you know what we're talking about. They're DUMBs, DUMBs, right? We know. Just trust the plan, friends. We're going to stop right there, but we trust the plan. So anyways, Jerrad, we got to get a hold of them and just figure that out. So if someone wants clean water, give you a call. It's free. You'll even test it for free?
Yeah, we'll test it for free. We'll help you out.
How do you get a hold of Beauchamp?
810-632-2000 or beauchampwater.com. If you go to our website has got a great path to better water, which basically whether you're on city water or well water. Yeah. Whether you're on city water or well water, Adam, you can go on there and it's there to educate the consumers.
So that's the best part. And by the way, friends, everyone out there, I have well water at my house and I have city water. But what I did was when the city when the city came in with the water, you were supposed to collapse your well. And so when the guy came to say, hey, did you collapse your well? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, you're supposed to, have an inspection. I said, oh, I forgot. And I put one of those fake rocks over the wellhead.
Be careful. Someone's going to be showing up at your house on Monday.
It's too late now. I dare the city to come after me and try and stop me. So I have well water. And what I did was I put it on the sprinklers and then I have the city water. So, but my sprinklers, I have rust on the side of my house.
Hey, we can treat that too.
I know that's going to be the goal for 2026. I want to get rid of the rust on the side of the house. So anyways, but I have city water, but I've had you come to my house and filter everything. Like I'm what we'll call a filter slut. How does that sound? I'm the guy who is so obsessed with cleanliness. I'm obsessive compulsive, but I want clean water. So when we come back, I want to talk about the different levels of filtration and costs again, but then let's do the forecast for 2026 in water because nationwide water is a big situation here. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got Jerrad Beauchamp in studio. We're going to take a quick break, so keep it locked in. But remember, Hire It Done is the place to be for everything. My name's Adam Helfman. We'll be right back. For it, or is it just you see the scaling on the little bit of the edge of the faucet?
Yep. Obviously you got the visual part of it. You got the visual test. You can see the white buildup on your faucets, dishes, all of that good stuff. But we also can do a real test to get an exact hardness level.
So you
for
can
customers.
test for hard water.
Yes, we can.
And then the results are like hardness levels?
Yep, we can give an exact hardness level down to a specific number.
Okay, so once you have that, then does Beauchamp prescribe the solution or the treatment of the water to get rid of the hardness?
You're spot on. I like that, the water doctors. Yeah, based off the water tests, we're able to scope out exactly what a customer might need, and it could be different from customer to customer.
So if someone wants to test their water for hardness, do they call you? Do they bring in a sample? What's the right way to do that?
Whatever's easiest for the consumer. We offer free in-store testing at any of our locations, or we do free in-home evaluations for customers that don't know what they're getting into.
So Jacob, I came in and tested my water. You said it tested fine. However, I don't like the way my water tastes. Can you guys address that and tell me what that means?
Yeah, without a doubt. So with water, there's a couple different areas of concern you can run into. First one being the health issues, the common concerns that you want to make sure you're free and clear of when you get into your home. Lead, arsenic, bacteria, anything that can affect your health. Second group of issues you may run into are the aesthetic issues, the things that affect the taste of the water, stain your dishes, affect your skin, affect your hair. Both are water issues, and both we can help you out with. So if you don't like the taste of your water, there are several other aesthetic contaminants that you could run into, and we can, without a doubt, solve those issues for you.
So does that all come from after you test it and you'll know?
It comes from after you test it, we'll know. There is a group of contaminants that are standard testing, but if there are other aesthetic issues a customer might run into, we'll then come up with further testing plans.
So Jacob, we already defined hard water. We know that you can test the water for homeowners for free. Now it's called soft water. Can you just tell us in an easy, simple way, what does soft water mean?
Yeah, so soft water means a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but really what soft water is defined as is water that tests as close to 0 grains of hardness as possible. Some of the things you're going to notice when you have soft water is your skin and hair is going to have a luxurious, silky feeling to it. And the reason for that is soft water actually preserves your skin's natural oils, which is very good for your skin and hair. On top of that, now that you have soft water, you're going to notice that those pesky stains on your shower glass, your dishes that you pull out of the dishwasher, you're no longer going to have to deal with those. They'll be completely eliminated for you.
It gets rid of the scale, residue.
Exactly. And one of the biggest things that helps with is protecting your appliances. That same scale you get on your dishes, you feel on your hair, skin, is going to
Welcome back. This is Hired Done. My name's Adam Helfman. In studio is Jerrad Beauchamp, Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. We're having a great conversation. So Jerrad, if someone wants clean water, obviously they're interested in their health. You know, we've had the fiasco with lead in the water, municipal plants. Do you ever get calls from homeowners who like, oh yeah, I'm the manager of a industrial facility. We're going to convert to AI, and AI takes a lot of energy. It also takes a lot of water. Are you getting, because you know sometimes you don't use the right water. There's corrosion. There's all kinds of stuff. Are you getting calls for that?
Yeah, actually, Jacob is working with, we're designing a plant right now, working with the engineers on one of the data centers that support the AI.
Jacob is your son.
Jacob's,
if he's listening, shout out to Jacob, the Prince of Water.
Which is birthday. Shout out. His birthday was just on the 8th. Yep.
All right. Yum Huletta to Jacob. Happy birthday, Jacob. All right. Well, that's cool. So you are getting calls from industrial places.
Yeah. Yep. And that's a great thing about it is
they use a lot of water. What can you read? Like it's like a car wash or something. Car washes. Did you know car washes filter the water?
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's a different type of system.
Yeah. So we just don't touch residential. We also get involved with all kinds of unique things. And the great thing is we got great partnerships. And on this data center that Jacob's working on, you know, it's just you surround yourself it's like as a homeowner, you got to get yourself a good contractor that has got great resources.
Let me ask you a question. Where would you find a good contractor with great resources?
Well, hopefully you start with Beauchamp water.
Well, for
the higher it done.
But overall, home improvement.
Oh, that's right. Higher it done. You start
All right, he
there.
passed, folks, because I was going to cut the air out in a minute because I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, gotcha. In fact, I have a question for you. What's the best water softener for your house?
The right one.
So it's exactly it. The one that's installed properly. And of course, Beauchamp is that way.
Yep.
Of course. So, well, that's good. So you are getting requests for like these AI facilities.
Oh, yeah. We've
the
done,
data centers that's crazy.
Yeah, we've done. I mean, we get into multi-unit, large apartment complexes. We'll get into commercial buildings to where literally they need the water to be a certain quality.
Sure.
When they're washing parts and stuff like that. You know, most recent, Jacob's working on that data center right now.
Fabulous.
And it's a lot of fun. Water is, you said before the break, wow, where water is going and where it has to go.
Well, that's the best part. So you've got that. If people call you, you can take care of that. So what about just like basic or a community well? Sometimes I've seen like where there's like little subdivision where they have a well that just serves the street.
Yeah. How
does that, do you guys soften that stuff too?
Generally what they will do is when you get into municipality or the small subdivision that have a well house, their goal is to take the water to a certain level.
Sure.
You know, because at that point in time, they want the water to pass all the standards that it needs to pass.
Sure.
But their job necessarily isn't going to be, each homeowner within that development may have different wants and needs.
Got it.
So a lot of times what they'll do is they'll leave it up to the homeowner to decide whether they want to soften it, get rid of what little bit of hardness might be left in it, to get rid of what iron might be left in it, or to purify it. And then that's where we come in.
So then from that goes to the house, and then when it gets into the house, you can also soften, or you can treat again.
Soften it.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and that's the way they do it, because every homeowner's got different wants and needs.
Well, that's the thing. I had a homeowner email me once saying, "Yeah, I'm in a community well. I'm the last house on the street because I have water pressure problems. I don't know what to do."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Oh, we'll call Beauchamp," but that's a structural situation, because if they don't have a bigger pump to push it, you're never going to do it unless you put a reservoir in the house and then do that way, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to, if you've got water pressures, even if you're on city water, you can do a repressurization system. So, I mean, we've gotten into some pretty unique situations to where homeowners have said, hey, and most companies will be like, no, we don't do that. And, but we'll get into some pretty unique situations. It's, my dad did it when he was in business. I mean, we would, you drive down toward, Ohio, and you go down through Tecumseh or Dundee area and all that, and they've got the odor in the water, sulfur, methane gas.
You get rid of odors too, right?
Oh, we'll take care of.
I don't want like rotten egg smell.
We've taken water that you could almost light on fire, and we've removed the gases from it.
Almost lit the water on fire?
Oh yeah, you can, and some of these applications you can. So we've gotten into some really troubled water.
Sweet, that's the best way. So if anyone has any water issues, questions, please understand that Jerrad from Beauchamp is the guy who can solve that for you. Now, remember, when you become part of Higher Done, I do the pre-screening. We went out and talked to his homeowners. We talked to the suppliers. We made sure the bills got paid on time. We look for a company that's looking to grow. There's a lot of criteria that we do. And that always is a helpful way to go. So if you have a question, again, for Jerrad or I, text us, 248-927-1985. Jerrad, what's the outlook for 2026? Obviously, you're going to do more industrial for anyone in an AI situation or industrial with new plants. And, look, a lot of industrial construction is coming back to the United States.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of that, which we want. And we're the Great Lakes, so we got water everywhere.
Yep.
It's probably a good thing for us. So I want to make sure that we plan this probably, but what are you thinking for just resident? Let's keep it simple. Homeowners who want a good water softener.
Yep.
Is that going to grow for you this year?
Oh yeah, we continue to grow.
That's your sweet spot.
Yeah, that is our sweet spot. And, we love it. And we have a lot of customers we'll talk with, and, and some of them will go with us. The majority of them will go with us once they have a consultation from us. But we do have some that what happens is they'll make an alternative choice, or they'll just buy a system from a big box store because
They don't know. Their plumber says, "I put it in. It's nothing.
Put it in. It's not a big deal." And then they end up, they'll call us after the fact. We're happy to help. We don't. The way we work is, if we can help you now, great. If we can help you later, even better. We're always there for our customers.
So, and I'm glad you said that, because I personally, for everyone out there, I've personally seen them. I've had them in my house. I've actually called homeowners after the job was done, and the homeowners can't brag enough about Beauchamp. So there are competitors out there. We're obviously not going to name them, but do you service the Lapeer area?
Yeah,
of course.
We certainly do.
Yeah.
My number one star, Sandy, she lives right in Lapeer.
Oh, really?
Yep.
She's the home show queen, right?
She is the home show queen.
Yeah, I like her. Okay, so yeah, they do Lapeer, 810-632-2000.
Yep. We'll go all the way. We do jobs up in, a lot of people have
Bay Harbor.
Yeah, cottages up north.
I'm going to get a house up north.
We pretty much
Charlevoix?
We'll go wherever.
Good. I need Charlevoix. That's where that's where my people go.
That's right. It's beautiful up there.
So, with that being said, so you really are in the growth mode this year. You're taking care of your homeowners. But let's talk about your competitors. Let's name them and let's bash them. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Okay, so there's a lot of franchise ones out there, right? Is it a franchise? Yeah. What do they call those? Is it a franchise?
Yeah, there's a lot of franchises out there.
But I've seen the ones that they sell on fear. They high pressure sale. I would love people to just experience that. I don't want them to go to other people, because once they do that and then they see, because I've had the feedback I've had is I've asked homeowners, hey, how would it go with Beauchamp? Everything's great. And then I said, listen, did you get other prices? And out of the 5 that I talked to last year, 4 of them got other prices. Yeah. And you were never the cheapest, but you were never the most expensive. You're always right in the middle.
We always fall right in the middle.
But I said, what was it about Beauchamp? And they said, well, to be honest with you, Adam, they were so honest. They didn't pressure us. They were close by. They service us. It was a no-brainer. And the fact that you, Adam, did the pre-screening, it took away the anxiety.
Yeah.
I've had, I've told you, I've showed you the emails where people have from other competitors said, hey, we want to be part of, we want to come in after Beauchamp. We want to do this too. I'm like, sorry, it's, the category is locked.
Listen, if you got to sit there and high pressure a customer, you yourself are uncertain of the quality you're offering as a company. You shouldn't have to do that. You educate the customer.
Correct.
And you be honest with them. And you're not going to get every deal. Obviously, you'd love to get every deal, but you're not going to get every deal. So it's always important to take the high road. And what I always tell, my staff, they know we don't get into, we're not in the business to talk about our competitors. We're in the business to educate the customers of what the best options are. And then from there, we hope that they go with us. If they don't go with us, we hope later on, we do joke. We do get a little cocky and we're like, well, get them now or get them later.
Well, here's the thing. The consultative approach is an educational approach. The contractors I pre-screen and the ones I like are the ones that do that. Yeah. Brian Lee, Metro Home Improvement. He's a consultative. He'll come to you because of his experience, just like you. You guys have been around so long, right?
Oh, we're confident.
Yeah,
not cocky. We're confident only because we've done it for so long.
Safe, stable, confident. Yep. Those are the 3 components. And you know what? I'm happy to. Here's the thing: if I said to a homeowner, just call Beauchamp, call Brian Lee. If there's a headache or a problem, the homeowners call me. But guess what? I don't even have to think about it. I don't even have to lose sleep. I'll be like, you know what, Mrs. Jones, I understand there's a miscommunication or something's up. Let me look into it. Let me gather some facts. I'll get back to you. I call you up. Oh, yeah, Adam, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we're going to handle it. Yeah, of course. Mrs. Jones, I talked to him. We're all set. But and then 99.9999999% it's handled. Now, if it's not handled, it's usually something that happened with the homeowner or a miscommunication of the homeowner's like, I saw it on YouTube and he didn't do it this way and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, well, YouTube's the expert, not me,
Adam, you brought this up and I think that's what's great about all your contractors too, is you are, as any contractor, you hope every job goes perfect.
Well, that's the plan. Our intention
in life, it doesn't always work that way.
Reality.
So what we do is after every install we have staff members that all they do is do follow-up calls.
Great.
Because we know from time to time, maybe something gets missed, maybe this happens, that happens. And what really changes and defines who you're working with is I tell my staff, listen, we're going to make mistakes, but when we make mistakes, it's how you deal with it. You fix it. You don't start saying, well, I need more money, or you need to buy this.
Of course.
Stand behind what you promised and do the right thing.
I will give you a perfect example of this. I have a Sub-Zero refrigerator. It's old.
Yep.
I had to have it serviced. And the guy who came out to service it says, man, this is a battle tank. He goes, do everything in your power to never get rid of this. He says, this is the year that where they had all the the brass thick parts, right? And all the good stuff. So long story short, I have our reverse osmosis system connected through the water into the fridge and the ice maker. And my ice maker broke. Yeah. And it was nothing to do with you guys, but I love the cubes. It was getting clear ice. It was the best, right?
Well, purified ice is great.
He had to change the ice thing, and it's a newer version, and the ice comes out now kind of like oval. Okay. But when he reconnected everything, he didn't connect it 100%. It was dripping behind. Okay. And this is what you said. Sometimes it happens. Wasn't their fault. Wasn't your fault. It was just, because it's behind the wall and the supplied water and this and that. So we got it fixed. But spending the extra money to do it right. Yep. It's so much better. And I have the cleanest water. I love it. Like I'll buy bottled water, Aquapana, which is from Italy. And I love it. But it's in a plastic bottle. I'm like, ugh. Then I do water tests because I tell people, because they ask me, do you have that water in your house that you talk about? I'm like, heck yeah. Long story short, I give the Coke Pepsi challenge. I do the water challenge. And literally every time people are like, yeah, this water tastes better. And I don't even know if there's taste, but as you know, we have to get that. So Jerrad, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Always. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions, my friends. Hire It Done's #1 water person, the only water person, because they are the king of water. I'm proud to have you on the show. Thank you. I look forward to a great 2026 for all of us.
Any of the listeners who want a free water evaluation, give us a call.
810-632-2000 is Jerrad Beauchamp's number. They're open today. It's also Salt Sale Saturday, of course. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Don't forget, if you want Jerrad Beauchamp, go to hireitdone.com. You want the best contractors? Go to hireitdone.com. If you're a contractor and you want to grow this year, guess what? We're looking for you. Get a hold of me. Visit hireitdone.com. Click on Ask Adam, AI Adam, Contact Adam. There's 1,000 ways to get him. My number is 891 Adam. Call me. Thanks for tuning in, my friends, and I'll see you next week.